Hello, everyone. So I have with me the persons who made us proud. The INISS exam that happened on 25th of October 2024. Both Dr. Raghu Ajay and Dr. Krishna had given the exam and they brought us laurels. Dr. Raghu Ajay topped the exam in sports injury category, and Dr. Jaya, he scored rank 3 in the arthroplasty category. So congratulations once again to both of you guys.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you,
privilege
sir.
for me to having you here for this interview. So we'll, utilize your experience to help our subscribers also score well and, achieve the same feat. So Dr. Ajay, can I just ask you to briefly introduce yourself to our students?
Sorry, sir. Introduce.
Just introduce yourself, your journey,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and yes.
I'm Dr. Rahul. I belong to Madurai from Tamil Nadu. Did my UG from one of the state government medical colleges here in Tamil Nadu. Post that, I did my MS Orthopedics from PGH Chandigarh. Then I did my senior residency for 2.5 years from AIIMS Jodhpur. And since I was interested in arthroscopy as a career, I just wanted to attempt this MCH exam. And I, yes.
So you must have had some exposure of arthroscopy in PGI also. It's a
Yes,
very
sir.
good institute, Hannah. And then of course you were in AIIMS Jodhpur also. I'm sure some scopy cases would have been done there
Definitely,
also.
definitely, sir.
But so you were already, uh, tasting the sweets so well. So why did you then plan to make that extra effort and go for MCH?
Sir, since as senior residents, we still get to only assist arthroscopies. We don't get to do independent, as you know. So, to become an independent arthroscopy surgeon, one definitely needs to invest. At least I was ready to invest 2 years into arthroscopy. So that's why I was preparing for F1B.
Okay.
This MCH came unexpectedly. I was not having MCH as a goal actually.
Okay, so you were basically aiming for FNB sports injury, but then
Yes, I
MCH
was
exam
aiming
came
for
up and
F&B sports injury. Yes,
you were prepared well and you could crack it.
yes,
So almost more than 2 years down the line, your SR ship,
yes,
and still, you're welcoming the MCH that has come your way. That's great.
yes, sir.
Uh, Dr. Jaya, can we have
Sir,
your introduction as well, little bit?
sir, sir. Sir, I've done my. I'm currently residing in Trivandrum, sir. I've done my UG in Amrita Institute in Kochi. Sir, I've done my PG in Gokula Medical College. That's also in Trivandrum, sir. I'm currently doing my senior residency in Trivandrum Medical College, sir. I'm passed into SRship 1 year and 2 months, sir.
Great. So, Dr. Jaya,
Sir,
I've specifically observed, I've been taking interviews every session after every exam. I've had that privilege. We've had so many good students at Target Ortho. And I specifically have made an observation that majority of the students I've been interviewing belong to South India. Heavy number of toppers come from, that area. So is it something in the food, something in the air that keeps you pumping, or what kind of a culture is there? Like, is it right in your entrance into PG when you guys are just tuned to study and go ahead and continue study after PG?
no, sir, no.
Okay. So
I
what is the specific reason you see that so many people over there? Is it that your seniors pull you through?
Sir, it is one reason is because, sir, Rahul Roy, sir, he got first rank after plastic. So he was
Yeah.
there in his,
Yes.
yeah, so
Okay.
so his first
Okay.
rank, then I thought this MCS thing is there. Then I thought of giving it next time.
Okay. So there was some kind of an exposure always there. And then of
Yes,
course,
sir.
the senior who's already, brought a
He
lot of
guided me well
effort,
also, sir.
they always become the leaders and the pathfinders. Fair enough. Okay. So arthroplasty, now again, is something that's very common nowadays. So
Sir.
why perhaps you chose to pick up an MCH? Like, I'm sure arthroplasty you could have seen good number of cases by doing some observerships or fellowships that you get even without exams. So why did you just
So,
hunt for an MCH?
sir, one thing is, sir, I think even though it's very common, it's very to do it in a proper way. I think, sir, you need much more training, sir. I think that
So
is
so
my
you
thought.
feel that the curriculum will be far more structured here.
Structured, yes, sir. I
Okay, I
think
got
for joint reconstruction, similarly for scopy also, sir, I think the exposure in orthopedics for 3 years is not enough. In my
not
viewpoint, I'm not sure, sir. I think we need more. So I think,
so four things, I can pick up the reason why you should, prepare for MCH or an extra degree even after your PG. So one, of course, Dr. Ajay has mentioned that with these degrees, you stay at single place for a while. You're working religiously, so you win the trust. So you get some degree of work in hand that you generally not get as routine, visiting fellows. So this is the review I've heard from many of your seniors also, that they do get some kind of work in hand. Of course, that's one reason Dr. Ajay has said. The second thing, you are also right to an extent that this is a far more structured course, both FNB and MCH. So perhaps, your training is far more streamlined. And of course, I must tell you that it's not just structured in that way that your training is streamlined. Your study part is also very well defined. Your curriculum is there, so you are focused on some part that you have to read, and there's a timeline by which you have to complete. So this is another big benefit that students have been telling me they gain by entering into MC as a very streamlined, structured course, and where you are encouraged to read and research in a particular area. So your knowledge increases by leaps and bounds. Another thing that, I feel what must have made you guys also, go after this. So you both were into your senior residency, which means you were up with your training, you were almost into practice. But I think somewhere there's a degree of congestion also in orthopedic side.
Definitely.
NEET PG, I'm very much in touch with the undergraduates. No one in the top 100 took the orthopedic seat.
Yes.
Perhaps because the incubation periods are increasing. So I feel that, training to an apex level helps you beat that into incubation in a very positive way, cuts it down by, a good zone. So perhaps because of these advantages, I definitely welcome you up that, you have made this effort and achieved such a good result. Dr. Ragul, 25th October was the exam as far as I remember.
Yes, correct, sir. You're
Nah,
correct.
and it's almost like 19th of December, so which
Yes,
is almost like 2 months down the line that
yes,
I am
yes.
now able to interview. So I've seen that somewhere 6 weeks almost passed between the result and the exam. So what all was happening during this while?
Some high court case was happening, sir. Should I explain that?
Yeah, please do explain.
Actually, what happened was I belong to PGI Chandigarh. So
Okay.
what happened in PGI was the residents, junior residents who did their MS or MD during that phase, during that COVID era. So what they did was their joining was delayed by a few days, like 5 days or 10 days. Some people had joined even 15 or 1 month later. However, what PGI administration did was they gave the degree the on time, like the last date of last working day was same for everyone. So
Oh,
for example, a person who had joined 4 or 5 days later, so they
great.
didn't extend the tenure by 5 days. Instead, they
Oh,
just adjusted internally within the leaves, and they had provided the degree on time. What
oh,
aims did was they mandated that this 1095 days, which is the 3 years, that should be the eligibility. So anyone who has not completed this 1095 days are not eligible. So that
oh,
was the entire issue going on, and more than 8 10 people had filed a case in Delhi High Court.
okay.
And yes, sir. So that's
So what came out to be the cutoff date for completion of PG finally?
cutoff. It was not concerned about the cutoff
Okay,
dates.
so it was about the number of
It
days.
was about the number of days. People who had 2 or 3 days, even less than the 1095 days, they were considered ineligible, despite them completing their course even more than 1 year or 2 years ago. That didn't
Oh,
matter whether they
oh,
completed 1 year ago or 2 years ago. What
oh.
mattered was whether they have did the 1095 days of junior residency.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Because a lot of queries came up to me also regarding
So
this.
that was the
Okay,
entire reason, sir. Still, the case is
that
going
was
on.
the reason. Okay. Uh, After your exam, the result sheet came, and some people were selected. So as far as I see that the number of seats that are there, three times that number, the candidates were called in for an interview.
Yes.
So when did your interview happen?
My interview happened on last month, 13th, sir, 13th of November.
Okay, 13th of
1 week.
November you paid for the interview.
Yes.
And then finally in December you had the final result.
Yes, sir. It came a
Ah,
week ago.
asking you to join. Okay, fair enough. So, Dr. Jaya, coming down to
sir.
you. So, you also had the same time zone, am I right?
Yeah.
Exam on
Yes,
25th, and then
25th, sir. My
okay,
department assessment was on 12th, sir.
okay. So you
12th
went
now.
for the interview in
Yeah.
November,
Yeah.
and there must have been some kind of a bias you might have faced because
Yes,
you
sir.
did not belong to the
Yes, sir.
INISS category. Because as you have explained, you've not been into the INISS institutes, unlike Dr.
Yes, sir.
Raghu. So, in the interview,
Yes, sir.
what did you face? Like, what were the kind of questions? What preparation you think is required? Was it the same kind of basic questions that you got in the exam?
The questions they asked was what is functional alignment of knee?
Okay,
What is the classification for trochlear dysplasia?
okay,
What is the classification of patella, alta, baha?
okay,
Sir, and also he asked me about some research questions which I had no clue of, sir. So,
okay. So, few questions on research basis, and most
yes,
of
sir.
the questions were centered onto the knee, the arthroplasty zone.
Yeah, the questions, yeah, which I could answer little much, but the research questions was completely out of me.
Okay. Not much of discussion on trauma questions, pediatric orthopedics questions, tumors or so.
In departmental assessment, no, sir.
No. And nothing much on sports injury part also.
No, no, sir. In departmental
Okay.
assessment, no.
So your discussion was mainly focused upon the branch you were appearing in.
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay, fair enough. How long did this interview last approximately?
For me, sir, it is pretty fast, sir.
Pretty
10
fast.
minutes. Yeah.
Okay. So there must have been some aims or PJ candidates also by side, who would
Yes,
have
sir.
been giving the interview. So
Yes,
was
sir.
the timing also same or some different?
For them, I think it was a much more lenient, sir. I think so.
Much more lenient because I always, whenever, this exam happens before the interview, so many people discuss with me. They are a bit frightened, that I'm not from the INSS category.
Yes, sir.
So would I face that bias? But, looking at your result, I don't think there's much of bias. You
Uh,
answered well. That
sir.
soft corner in the heart pings the examiner as well. And then somewhere down the line, your performance scores over the bias.
Sir.
And if you have done well in the theory exam, I think that
Yes, sir.
also helps you a bit. है ना? Okay. Dr.
Yes.
Ragul, what is the weightage of theory and interview part?
Yes, 80 marks is the written
Theory.
exam, sir, online MCQ based exam, and 20 marks is the departmental assessment.
Okay. So if you have scored well in the theory, I don't think departmental assessment matters much. है ना?
But
So,
I think, sir, this time the questions were more on the easier side. So I think everyone would have scored easily around 70. So I don't think there would be much of a difference in.
okay. So some degree of weightage went to departmental
Yes,
assessment.
sir. I think this time it was applicable.
Okay. So it depends a bit on the kind of the theory paper also.
It's a difficulty level of the question.
The theory paper, okay. So, 80 questions from that theory part, na? Was it about all orthopedics or was it just and just the sports injury part for you?
I would say, sir, out of 80 questions, at least more than 50 questions were around sports injury only.
Oh,
Maybe around 20 to 30 questions probably from general orthopedics.
from the general orthopedics, because that's, I think, what's been the pattern for all these exams, may it be
Yes,
FMB or may it be INSS or may it be the NEET SS. I have observed that 60% of the paper comes from the specialty.
yes,
And around 30-40% of the paper, goes to all other leftover areas of orthopedics. And
right.
also having a stronghold on the specialty you are appearing is very important. So that's what I have seen. Okay. Now you had worked in AIIMS Jodhpur already,
Yes, sir.
and now you are appearing for sports injury. That's in AIIMS Rishikesh.
Yes, sir.
So did that advantage also matter?
Uh, I don't know, sir. Actually, I actually did my interview well. I was very confident. I was able to answer almost every question. They are around 10 out of 10 questions, 7, 8 questions were from sports injury. One or two questions were from regarding what I did my thesis on, my research publication,
Okay.
and same as Dr. Jayakrishna said, statistical questions were asked. So
That's
I was decently strong in all of these areas. So
okay. So again, you've also highlighted that research-based questions are asked because
yeah, research
going
based
into
questions
a
are asked.
degree where you're expected to do a thesis and research. So that's one of the reason. And second thing, you also say that whatever area you are appearing for, that particular domain takes the center stage, even in the
Yes,
interview.
yes, sir, definitely.
Okay. Were there questions from arthroplasty area, trauma area, tumor area, or spine?
In departmental assessment or written
Yes, in
exam?
the departmental assessment.
Departmental assessment, no, sir. They asked all questions from regarding scopy and sports injury only. And
Okay.
apart from that, publication and statistical questions.
And statistical questions. Okay, fair enough. So what I can get it that in the theory part, 80 marks, departmental assessment, 20 marks. That's what makes up the 100 marks. 80, out of 80, almost 50 questions will be from your specialty and 30 questions will be from all of orthopedics. And that would be the pattern. So a score of 60 or 70 is a good enough score. And then you go into the departmental assessment. But again, if you have scored rank one and then your interview also went well, so I think it is that good performance rather than the aims exposure you had mattered, Hana. So
Yes,
interview is again more about the specialty and the research part. That
yes.
is your experience and that is even Dr. Jaya's experience. Fair enough. Okay. Dr. Jaya, so with this pattern in your mind, uh, what books did you focus upon for preparation?
The mine was primarily Target Ortho, sir. The MCQs in it. It was like bullseye, sir. Like so that what I've told you, sir. For me, the for 80 questions, 50 plus was in plastic and some 30 odd was from general orthopedics. So the plastic questions was a bit on a harder side, sir. For me, and the questions were tough. So but that 30 questions, no, general orthopedics. So out of that, I was like damn sure that I was like 27 odd was right for me, and that is completely from Target Auto, sir. Like some questions was like directly from
Directly
MCQ.
across, yeah.
Yeah.
So what could have been your theory score approximately out of 80?
Sir, I got my result rank, sir. My score is like 53.66.
53.66. So
53.
53. So that was your theory score.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So that means that somewhere around 60 is a good enough score if someone can target and to
Yes,
score
sir. So total score of mine is 63, sir.
60, including the
60.
departmental assessment.
Yes, sir. 63
Okay.
point. Yeah. No, 60. Yeah, 63.
Okay. So apart from Target Ortho, any other source of reading also you added to it?
Sir, I had a basic understanding of orthoplasty, sir. Read books, standard books, sir. Like little, not completely, but Campbell and all I've referred, sir, during my
Okay.
PG days. Then,
Okay.
sir, to some extent, I've done ortho bullets, sir.
Okay.
And so these two
Fair.
were my primary sources. I mean,
Oh, fair enough.
yeah.
Okay. Dr. Ajay,
Yes,
how
sir.
how did you go ahead with your preparation, preparing for this exam? What books you read and what sources you consulted with?
Yes, sir. I had Target Ortho question bank as the base, sir, along the question bank along with the explanation as my base. Or since I was preparing for FNB, I was reading through all the topics apart from sports injury. I was going through all other topics as well. And apart from that, I watched the important lectures in Target Ortho. Almost all lectures from scopy part and plastic part, and a few important lectures from other parts, spine, sports medicine, and all. I didn't have time for the rest of the smaller subjects. And apart from that, I used the standard textbooks for all the major important topics. Like for TKR, I went through Campbell, Miller, and few plastic books as well. Same with ACL, PCL, I went through Campbell, Miller, and few
Oh,
sports medicine books as well. Bruckner, Deely, and Dress, and all.
okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. So did you find the content at Target Ortho having appropriate quality and quantity?
Definitely, sir. Definitely, there it gives the best explanation. It gives a very detailed explanation, and also there are the questions and the topics which are all given are very high yield topics. So one gets to know what to read because the book is very vast. So I cannot go through the entire book. So what I used to do was I used to see what is the question in target ortho, and then I used to read the same topic in my textbook.
Because in the end, it's all about reading the high-yield
Yes,
areas.
sir.
Reading everything is very difficult in this stage,
Exactly.
definitely. Dr. Jaya, So
Sir,
did you also check out Fundamental of Orthopedics on the website, the book?
uh, uh, sir, I do basically MCQ, sir. I root my fundamental, like Rahul said, sir. When I had some doubt, I used to go back to my text, like for my
Oh,
fundamentals.
okay.
I didn't have time to watch videos, sir. That is one
Got it.
issue.
Okay, you did not find that much time to watch the videos.
Yeah, yes. So I've seen your videos, sir, plastic videos
Yeah.
and all, but not much videos I've
So in
not
a
seen, sir.
limited way, yeah. But with
Primarily, I was
FMB
sticking to the MCQs.
still coming, you have somewhat time and you can watch some more
Yes,
videos.
right,
Because
sir.
most of them are very focused videos, having good of content, and I'm sure,
Sir.
if you go through them, your understanding
Yes,
will
sir. I
improve.
will.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Dr. Ragul, did you get some time to go through Fundamental of Orthopedics book that is available on the website now?
I have gone through few topics when I was preparing for my DNB, sir. Not for
Okay.
for FNB, I didn't go through
Acha,
actually.
okay. So
Uh,
how was your experience with the book when you read it during the DNB?
yes, sir. As already said, it's very high yield as well, sir. Just like our question bank, fundamentals of orthopedics gives very high yield topics which are useful for my. They were useful for my DNB exams, sir. Actually, both
Oh,
practical and theoretical exam, theory exam, it was helpful to clear the exam.
okay. So, Dr. Ragul, any suggestions you would like to give to us for improvement?
Uh,
Anything else we can do to, make help students? Anything you want should be added to this website that can further help you out?
uh, I'm not able to.
Okay. But your comments would always be welcome,
Yes,
anytime
sir.
you
I will,
want.
yes, sir. I will get back to you, sir, when
Yes.
I.
So, Jaya, you found anything missing you think we add on and things might improve?
Nothing, sir. I think the questions are too good, sir.
Okay. So did you make use of the WhatsApp or the Telegram group also
Yes,
at
sir.
time?
The WhatsApp, yeah, that is another important thing I need to say. The WhatsApp group was really active, sir. I was not an active contributor to it, but I used to read every question, sir.
So
And that,
silently you were
the
reading
discussion
the
was really,
questions. Yes.
yes, sir.
Okay. So were things getting answered if some query was there, you felt contented that the answer has come and
Yes, sir.
it's been authentic?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fair enough.
Yes, sir.
Great.
It's really,
That's a great feedback. So, that kind of feedback keeps the faculty also going. So in the end, Dr. Jaya, who all would you like to finally convey a thanks for such a great achievement?
sir. First of all, my mom, sir.
Okay.
Uh, uh,
Must be very
she
happy.
just, yeah, she's a professor, sir, in my college, medical college. So, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, gynecologist, sir. So it's all for her.
Great, great, great.
And,
Okay. Great.
and my wife also, sir.
That's great. And is she also a doctor?
Yeah, she's my mom's student, sir, gynecologist. So,
Okay, your mom's student. Okay, okay. So, you're the center stage of such a great controversy then. But that's great, Hannah. So they've been pushing you
yeah,
through. Family support, I know, is very, very
yes, sir.
important because it's a kind of a stage where you're very unstable. All the problems in life come together, and there is so much of pressure that you have to earn and you have to settle. But then I always tell my students that you should be ready to fight a little bit more because no orthopedics is now an end branch, and if you just do
No,
it
sir.
right at this stage, the future becomes far more settled. Fair enough. Okay, so Dr. Ajay, from your side, Thanksgiving. So who all would you like to thank up in the end?
Giving to my parents, sir, parents, friends, colleagues, and to Target Ortho, sir. Faculty
So,
of Target Ortho.
so they did not object to you that 2.5 years already down the line with your senior residency and you're still appearing for an exam.
But like they don't interfere in these decisions. So they understood. I explained them why what is the necessity of subspecializing. I explained them
Oh,
because in fact, if one does only orthopedic trauma, even the work-life balance won't be good.
won't be good. Yes, you are right.
Definitely, doing a subspecialty also gives whether we enter plasty or scopy. If you are entering a elective surgical branch, then your work-life balance also gets better. So
That's
that is one advantage which was understood by them very easily. Yeah, so go ahead and do it. Why not?
That's great. That's great. So many, many congratulations once again to both of you guys.
Thank you
It's
very much.
been a pleasure
Thank
talking
you.
to you both. And in the end, I again wish you all the best. May you achieve many, many more milestones. And anywhere we can be of help to you, We'll always be looking forward to it. And we'll always be looking forward to for any good feedback you have for us to improve.
Sure, sir.
So wish you all the best, guys.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Nice.
Good night.
Good
Stay
night.
in touch.